Hey folks, good. We're back, right? That's what I like to say. Is this? We're back. It's Tuesday. Good morning, Tuesday morning, 12/11, 8:18, 8:01 in the morning here on the East Coast. At least there's a lot of. If you're out of school, there's online learning day. Some of the schools have that today. 2-hour delay, or your school is closed. Fortunately, we're not up in the Carolinas and over there next to Roanoke, Virginia, and areas like that. 18, 20 inches of snow. Wow. Some areas. Have you ever, this is a question starts you. Have you ever been snowed in? I mean snowed in. Wow. Okay, good morning. I'm your host, BKP. What if I just quit? I quit. I just quit. I'm just going to throw my hands up and quit. I'll explain in just a minute. Yes, I got sweatshirt on today, fighting off a little bit of a cold. I feel great, I really do, but, what if you have to get out and walk, and there's ice and stuff like that. So it's one of those days I wanted the sweatshirt to feel a little extra warm here in the office. Let's see, what am I talking about? I've already lost my train of thought, and it's already 8:03 in the morning. I quit. What if I just quit? Just up and quit. 706-889-9700, chief at FetcherNews.com, chief at FetcherNews.com, and there you go, all the social media ways to follow us. Yes, this morning it was commented, there was a comment on the MSNBC, the propaganda deep state, carrying the water for the deep state media, where one of the people on the panel said that they're discussing that Trump may just quit. He may be finding his out, and he may just quit. That's how hopeful they are. That's the kind of pressure your president is under. That's the kind of pressure he's under. We hope he just quits, and that's where we're at. So, good morning. The chief of staff. Now, I'm going to show you the media frenzy, and then we're going to look at something really quick, okay? So, here's the one. Here's the one. This is what the guy gets up to every day. Let's go with number one, CNN. I mean, President Trump he's really just pissed off. Why he's so pissed off, I'm sorry, folks. Actually, I don't even like to say that. I don't think it's really appropriate. But while your kids are at school, because don't forget, most of your schools out there, your children are watching CNN. So they see that the president's pissed off, okay? Yeah, most of your schools have TVs there, and they're watching CNN in the morning, all right? So President Trump, he's just at 4 a.m. this morning pissed off. He is pissed off. Well, he just might even quit. That's how pissed off he is. This whole chief of staff thing, they're laughing at our president of the United States. I have to tell you this. I mean, it was, they're laughing and making fun of this guy. One of the deep state correspondents this morning said, Nick Ayers, we found out, this is exactly what was said. I don't know if it was Eugene Robinson, who it was, I don't know. But we found out the smartest man on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Nick Ayers. The smartest guy there, he said, no, I'm out. Okay? The chief of staff, okay? Search for, let's go to number two, the frenzy over this chief of staff. It's total frenzy. They're creating this frenzy. President Trump coming up is pissed off last night. Martha McCowan there with, what's his name, from Mark Meadows from North Carolina. Search is on for new White House chief of staff. President Trump, there he is, pissed off. Okay? And he's pissed off because he can't find the chief of staff. And number three, he's got, he's diagnosed with impeachment anxiety. I mean, he may just quit. The guy may just quit. He may say, hey, if I'm not president of the United States, damn it, I can build that damn hotel in Moscow. And you guys can't say anything. All right? I've about had it. How much longer will he do this for you out there, America? Oh, you need that president right there. You don't need him to quit. You see, they're trying to create this illusion that things were calm. It just seems like 4 years ago within the world, things were calm. There wasn't really, I mean, every once in a while ISIS would cut somebody's head off or something, but nothing major was going on. It was calm. Government was printing money. They were sending it to you. You didn't have to be under a lot of big pressure to get a job because one was not available. Now, when mom says go out and get a job, you can't lie and say I can't find one. I mean, just a couple years ago we had that calm, and now we have impeachment anxiety. The guy can't find a chief of staff. I mean, he is pissed. He may just quit. Okay. Number 4, and we're going to talk about a little bit about this in just a minute. But top chief of staff contenders signal lack of interest. All right. Just going on how this chief of staff. All right. Here is number 5. Here is the list. White House chief of staff candidates. All right. Right there you got the list of potential candidates as they see it. Number 6. Who wants to be President Trump's chief of staff? There's Kelly. He will be exiting at the end of the year. All right. Number 7. CNN again, White House. This is top story. White House races to find new chief of staff. Trump super pissed. He's not just pissed. Look at that on the bottom. He is super pissed. After first choice, Nick Ayers backs out. I mean, he is super pissed off. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. I'm trying to tell you, he is super pissed off. He's dealing with impeachment anxiety. Ayers packed his bags, went back to Georgia. I mean, he is super pissed off. I would not go in there if I was you. All right. Number 8, White House to find a chief of staff. There's number 8. There's Ayers, okay? Ayers is the chief of staff for Mike Pence, Vice President Pence. He is leaving. He turned the job down. Trump super pissed after first choice backs out. Number 9. I mean, it just goes on and on. I'm just showing you some of these, okay? Among backup choices, Mark Meadows, okay? Rob Lighthouser, Steve Mnuchin. White House races. They're racing to find this chief of staff. Running up and down the hallway. Have you seen anybody? I mean, is anybody out there? Do we have any applications? Have we posted the job on all the job search engines? What do we have here? I mean, if you watch TV, we're racing up and down the halls. It's chaotic in here. There's no chief of staff. Well, maybe we should ask the president. No, don't go in there. He's dealing with impeachment anxiety, and he is super pissed. The little kid went back to Georgia. I mean, you wouldn't go in there. Just keep running up and down the halls. What do they do at the White House? Just run up and down the halls? Just run up and down, right? Why are we doing this? I don't know. CNN says we're in chaos. Okay. What do we do? Just keep running up and down the halls. Oh, by the way, things will be calm today. We have number 10 there. Let's go to number 10. Trump to meet with Pelosi and Schumer. Dem leaders to offer. Dem leaders to offer. See, that's the problem there's been all these years with Republicans, is the Dem leaders offer. And we get into panic, fear panic. Dem leaders to offer $1.3 billion for border wall as shutdown looms. No, They are very clear. Nancy and Chuck are very clear. 1.3 for border security, not the wall. Okay? They're headed to the White House today. All right? There's that 404 this morning. It's nonstop. This is opening everywhere. Number 11. Next White House Chief of Staff. White House races to find new Chief of Staff. Trump super pissed. Super pissed. They just keep that up. Now, you got to realize, you got to think about it. Now, if you're in the airport anywhere in the world, you know, here's the thing, okay? I don't watch CNN. If you're in an airport anywhere in the world, okay? If you're in school, your schools that your tax money pays for, CNN said, we'll give you all the TVs you want. They just had to be turned on to CNN. Between your kids, all your travelers, if you're in any kind of bus station anywhere, you can have CNN on there and you will be told Trump is super pissed. Let's go to number 12. Number 12, White House races to find new chief. I'm just showing the graphics. They just keep running and running across the screen at 4:04 in the morning, okay? And they're very number 13, 1:04 a.m. This is Christine, whatever her name is, I forget. White House to find new chief of staff. I mean, they just keep, this is on and on. Number 14 there. This is Paris. The yellow jerseys, yellow shirts. Okay? By the thousands in Paris. Oh, by the way, number 15, don't bump into a Russian. Whatever you do, this is 3:12 this morning. I mean, this is Mountain Time. This is at 5 a.m. this morning, okay? Accused Russian spy reaches plea deal. Don't bump into a Russian anywhere. Because if you do, you could end up being like, where's this other one I had? I don't have it up yet. But just be careful. All right, number 21, the Daily News. This is the kind of media we have. Help wanted. Help wanted. Spineless, clueless flunky to serve as chief of staff. Keep all cell phones charged for early morning tweet storm. You must be fluent in Russian. Integrity preferred, but not required. That's on the front page of the Daily News. Help wanted. Spineless, clueless flunky to serve as chief of staff. Keep the cell phone charged up. These are your duties for an early morning tweet storm. You got to be fluent in Russian. Integrity preferred, but not required. You don't have to have integrity. Don't worry about it. Okay? Why, we're going to push Trump supporters away. Approval of Trump's handling of the Russian investigation. It's all coming down to the wire. 7:01 a.m. this morning. Number 22. Why, CNN poll said that in October, 33% were satisfied with Trump's handling of the Russian investigation. It's now down to 29. Okay? His overall approval ratings, number 23, as of this morning, 39%. Back to pre-election approval ratings. Disapproval, 52%. Well, I think I'll just quit. I think I will quit. I think I'm just going to up and quit. Macron, let's go to number 17 there. Just change the subject just a minute. You know, Macron has given a list. The man-child there. Oh, no, that would have been Obama, right? The man-child was Obama. That Rush called him the man-child. But the little boy in the picture there would be Emmanuel Macron, okay? And Macron, remember Macron kicked Trump's ass everywhere he went in the last several meetings, you know, shook hands till he white-knuckled him. You remember Macron wanted an EU military, EU defense military over and above NATO, or we no longer, remember he said we no longer can rely on the Americans. He's been hiding for days. His approval rating is in the 20s, low 20s. Macron's concessions to stop violent yellow vest protests, raising the minimum wage by 100 euros, $144 a month. I'll pay you anything if you'll stop. I'll pay you to stop. Eliminating pension increase for retirees earning less than 2,000 euros a month. Okay. Encouraging employers to pay tax-free year-end bonuses. I'll give you anything. What do you want? Please just stop. Introducing tax-free overtime pay. Macron coming out offering anything he can because he's hoping they don't find the presidential palace, and the next thing he finds is the guillotine. Hey, you can make fun of me if you want. This guy's nerves are shot. Why, he may have off with your head anxiety while Trump's over here, and Trump is pissed. I mean, he is pissed. And they're running up and down the hallways searching for a new chief of staff at the White House. And he may have impeachment anxiety. This guy may have a little different kind of anxiety, like off with your head anxiety. I do not want, you don't want to be that guy. He should just up and quit. He should just quit. So yes, now we had allies before Trump. This is turning into America's fault. This is turning into the problem we caused with our America First agenda. If we would have stayed in the Paris Climate Accord, if we'd have stayed in the Iranian nuclear deal, if we would have showed, if Trump would have come into office and shown our allies that we were going to support them instead of what he did, this probably would not be happening in Europe. So everything is Trump's fault. I don't know why Trump should maybe just quit. Folks, just so you know, Chief of Staff and the President of the United States have been up there doing a little talking, but let's look at the Chief of Staff quickly, all right? First of all, the Chief of Staff is not a legal requirement. President Donald Trump is not required legally to have a Chief of Staff. Not at all. A presidential secretary can suffice. An advisor, but a chief of staff is not required by the President of the United States. To me, the chief of staff came in, you got to pay attention, all right? In 1953, Harry S. Truman. Now, Harry S. Truman was the first to have a chief of staff, but myself, I believe strongly there is a deep state, and I believe what you're seeing now is from the Russian investigation to Mueller, if you think Mueller's going to come out and exonerate the President of the United States, not going to happen. Okay, not going to happen. Get ready. Buckle in. All right? If you think that the field of Democrats are too weak to go up against Trump and he's a shoo-in for a second term, be careful. Have you ever listened to the very unexciting, very little passion in his voice, new governor-elect of Wisconsin versus Scott Walker? Okay? Things have changed. Things are going to change for 2020. And a chief of staff, to me, the Democrat Harry S. Truman was the first to have a chief of staff. Then Dwight Eisenhower had a chief of staff, okay? Kennedy had chief of staff. We can go through those, all right? You can go through those and look them up. Nixon had H.R. Haldeman. You might want to look at that chief of staff right there, okay? Gerald Ford had Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney. You get down to Reagan, had Donald Reagan, Howard Baker, Kenneth Durbinstein, John Sununu, Kevin Durbinstein. Jim Baker was the first chief of staff for Reagan. All right. and you get on down through there. I think when you get to the chief of staff, you got to think out and think about the deep state. So the rush for a new chief of staff around the White House, President Trump is super pissed, and he has impeachment anxiety. That seems to be what's going on. I'm your host, BKP. Don't forget, you can get in touch with us, 706-889-9700. And also, you can get in touch with us, send me an email, chief@fetchernews.com, and there are all the social media ways to contact us right there and follow us. I'm going to take a brief break. We'll come back and set up the second half of this show.